In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The Hebrew word for God here is Elohim, a plural form that indicates majesty and power. The term created comes from the Hebrew word bara, which is used uniquely for divine creation, indicating that only God can truly create from nothing, or ex nihilo. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. The phrase without form and void translates the Hebrew Tohu va-Bohu, meaning chaotic and empty. The deep, or Tehom in Hebrew, reflects the ancient conception of a watery abyss, often associated with disorder. The Spirit, or Ruach, of God moving over the waters indicates divine presence preparing to bring order. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. This light was not from the sun or moon, as those were created later on the fourth day. This light comes directly from God himself. It is, a manifestation of his glory, his presence, and his divine power. In Scripture, light is often associated with God, his holiness, truth, and life-giving presence. In Revelation chapter 21, verse 23, it says, "The new heaven and earth will have no need of the sun or moon, because the glory of God gives it light, and its lamp is the Lamb." So, from the very beginning, light is not just a physical substance, it is symbolic of the divine nature of God illuminating creation. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. This separation introduces the concept of order and distinction, a recurring theme in creation. God is establishing structure within creation, a contrast between light, which is associated with God, goodness and life, and darkness, which is associated with chaos and the unknown. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. The pattern of evening and morning reflects the Jewish day, which begins at sunset. The naming also indicates God's authority. Even before the sun existed, time was already being marked by God's divine order. And God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." The expanse, or in Hebrew, Raqia, refers to the sky or firmament, creating a division between the waters above, like the clouds, and the waters below, such as the oceans. And God made the expanse and separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse, and it was so. And God called the expanse heaven, and there was evening and there was morning, the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. The emergence of dry land introduces the concept of stability and habitation. The gathering of waters demonstrates God's control over chaos. God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind on the earth." And it was so. The concept of according to its kind introduces natural order and species distinctions. This opposes ancient pagan myths of chaotic and mixed creations. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, And let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. The creation of the sun, moon, and stars gives structure to time. These were not gods, as in other ancient Near Eastern beliefs, but creations under God's command. And God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning the fourth day. And God said, "Let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens." This marks the creation of animal life. The verb swarm in Hebrew sharatz shows abundance and vitality. So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." This is the first blessing in Scripture associated with reproduction and life. And there was evening, and there was morning the fifth day. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, livestock and creeping things and beasts of the earth according to their kinds." And it was so. This includes all land animals, again according to kinds, showing divine order. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." "Let us make" has sparked much theological discussion. It could refer to the divine council, or maybe a hint toward the Trinity. Image, that's the Hebrew word tselem, and likeness, or demut, indicate that humanity reflects God's attributes in a limited way, including moral capacity, creativity, and authority. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. This verse affirms gender equality and human dignity. And God blessed them. And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." This is often called the cultural mandate. Humans are to steward and care for creation. And God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food." This shows that originally humans and animals were vegetarian. "And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food." And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. This is the origin of the Sabbath, a day of rest and worship. If you enjoyed this Bible study in Genesis chapter 1, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about what story you want to see next.